Can you find that out?
Yeah,
I know that it was on that weekend.
I can find out, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
If you could.
Well, I know at the time that the officer picked you up and took you over to the family, that he run you through the system and you weren't listed as missing at that point in time.
Yeah.
So.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Really? Did you talk with him?
That's Columbus PD.
Oh, whoa, you guys are...
Okay. All right. So
cool.
you weren't in the missing status at that point in time.
I was?
You was not.
I was not.
Because if you had been, he would have took you home. Okay, because he did run you through the system.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Really?
All right, so you're back at the house. From there, where did you go to? You stayed there all night. The next morning, you went where?
I just left. I just left. I went to... Have you guys talked to the Hobson family yet?
No.
You guys haven't? Okay. Yeah, I left. And they can... I really advise you to talk to them about...
You left and went where?
I hitchhiked to Greyhound bus.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Is that your signature? Did you use your alias for picking up the ticket?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You guys are so good.
Okay.
Anna Michelle.
Anna Michelle. Okay. So this is you picking up the ticket?
Yes.
Okay. When you were at the Hoskins house, who did you call to arrange the ticket for you?
I left. Yeah.
You called somebody to arrange purchase of the ticket.
Really?
The ticket was purchased here in Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
It was a lodge. It was a law. John Law.
John, who is that,
John Law.
the son or the father?
No, they're not even related to Lorenz's.
John Law?
Uh-huh.
L-A-W?
L-E-W.
L-E-W. How do you know them?
They were a part of Global Revolutions Church, and
Okay.
Yeah, they knew that I would be coming down.
So you called John Law from the residence, or did you call him? When did you notify him that you needed?
Oh, that I had to. Basically, yeah.
I know this is hard. Okay, you're not betraying anything. We've got to know the whole story though here. Okay. Okay. You contacted John Law. John Law took care of buying you a ticket. He went down to the Greyhound station here in Orlando, which is off John Young Parkway.
Really?
I was there Friday afternoon.
Really?
Yes. He purchased a ticket for you. All right. He even gave you your password, which is Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Okay. So you didn't have to have an ID to show to get the ticket. Okay. I just need to know the rest of the story about your relationship with Mr. Law.
Yeah. And then they were the ones that came to pick me up.
They? Who's they?
John Law and his wife.
Okay.
What's his wife's name? Wendy. Law.
Okay.
See, they didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
They really didn't.
But it's people I need to talk to because I need to find out about your frame of reference mind when you were here in town and stuff like that. Okay.
I just don't want to get them.
How did you meet them?
Facebook.
I knew she was going to say that.
Honestly, Facebook's like a globalized.
I guess I'm an old man. I'm behind the times, aren't I?
No, you know what? Get a Facebook and we'll be friends.
I can empathize completely with you. I understand.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Facebook.
I understand.
Okay. What church are they associated with?
A Global Revolution.
Global Revolution.
Yes. Yeah. So Global Revolutions was one that,
That's the same church that Mr. and Mrs. Lorenz.
The pastor's at.
Okay. Okay. How is Mr. and Mrs. Law connected to Lorenz?
They're the pastors.
Yeah, but so they're all right. I guess you met Mr. and Mrs. Law on Facebook. You reached out to them and said, "I'm in trouble. I need some help." Okay. Tell me what you told them.
I'm running for my life.
Okay.
I told they knew everything.
Okay. They knew everything. So you've been communicating with them in the past.
Basically, yeah, they did, and they were connected with the Lorenz family, and so they were able to talk to them as well. They talked, and so they knew I was coming down. And one thing that
The Lorenz family.
the Lorenz family.
Okay.
You guys, this is so crazy. I'm in Orlando, like, you know what I mean, like.
Looking out at Interstate 4 like, throughout the window. So.
Yeah, like it's so crazy just being here.
And it's 90+ degrees outside. What's the weather in Ohio?
Well, it's nice, but it's cold. It gets cold.
So you're trying to say I'm going to be cold later? What we're talking about these people?
Are you guys flying down there?
I think it's up there. But
I think it's up there.
So I need to pack a jacket. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, it's going to be nice now, but it's not like Florida. It's so funny. When I first came, I'm like, it's hot.
Yes, it is.
All the time, every second.
Yeah. So, Mr. and Mrs. Law, you first started communicating with them with Facebook through religious type?
Yeah, basically. But like I said, the community was so tight. Like we knew each other.
Are they through the United House of Prayers also? Or
I believe
United States
so.
of Prayers?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I believe so.
How is it? Yeah, let me ask you that. How is the United House of Prayer and the Global Revolution Church connected? In some
No, they're not. United States of Prayer, actually.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
I corrected myself later. The United States of Prayer.
Yeah, do you guys know how networking works? Like, basically, you just friends. Yeah, that's how.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all Christian associations, so they kind of
Loosely
tied together.
Exactly. And a lot of the people knew each other. Like, some had actually met in person, and others hadn't, and others wanted to, others were going to, things of that sort.
Okay. So how long have you known Mr. and Mrs. Law before you left Ohio?
Not for long.
Not for long?
Let me be honest.
That's the only way to be?
Yeah, no one really wanted to take me in. Think about it.
No
in the sense of people were willing, but people didn't want to baptize me because they knew that my parents, what would happen. They were willing.
So did Mr. and Mrs. Law, were they aware of the fact that you had been abused by your father?
I don't think so. But do you guys know have you guys heard of gospel for Muslims or religious underground churches?
No.
Nothing to that
I know underground churches exist. Like
yeah.
can.
But the reason, they were very much educated on Islam. And if you're not, you can't, if you talk to Jihad Watch, Robert Spencer, Atlas, Pamela Gallagher, this Bridget Gabriel, if you know Islamic law, that's the only, if you're not educated on it, people can't understand the consequences of it. People can't grasp their mind of how can a father possibly kill their child? How can a husband behead their wife?
So you told the Laws about your religious persecution? Is that what you were talking to them about?
Exactly.
Okay.
And
now, help me out here, because like I said, we need to fill in some blanks here. Mr. Law, what did you say his first name was? John Law. Is that the one you were mainly communicating with, or are you communicating with?
Wendy, yeah, both basically.
Okay. The night you stayed over at the, what was it?
Lorenz?
Oh,
you mean Hobson.
Hobson.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Hopson.
Hopson, Hobson. I need to write these down, because see, I'm getting confused here.
Yeah.
John Law, and what was his last name?
Wendy,
okay. All right, you were at the Hobson house. You contacted which one, John or Wendy?
I believe it was Wendy.
Did you do it?
It was on phone.
Phone? Called them.
them.
Okay. What did you tell them?
Basically, when I called them, I just told them the truth. I was running for my life. And oh, my goodness. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the fear. I remember not knowing what can happen.
What did you say to them?
I need help.
And what was their response?
I mean, they were willing, but they couldn't really, they were willing as well. But it was really through the Beverly, I talked to her really on Facebook as well a lot. And she knew my situation. And because she had already known me as well, they figured that was the best place for me to go.
Orlando?
Or to Beverly's, the Lorenz family, they could protect me. They had a lot of connections.
Okay.
They were they're pastors. So, they had connections with lawyers like they knew police officers, they knew a lot of lawyers. They knew a lot of lawyers that could help. What can they legally do? How can they help me the right way where they're, you know what I mean, working with the law instead of against the law.
Mr. and Mrs. Law, whose idea was it to buy the Greyhound ticket?
Well, basically, theirs. Yeah, because I was a bit, how do I come down? How do I get there? I mean, I can't fly. I don't have legal status here to do so. You guys have seen that. And so, thinking about New York, when we lived in New York, I was thinking, what's the best way? How did we commute? Like, it was either a subway or a bus, right? Well, I couldn't really, either train, but a bus would be the best way.
Okay, so they took care of the ticket. Who took you to the Greyhound station? You hitchhiked or something?
Yeah, I hitchhiked, yeah.
How far was that from the Hobson's house?
It wasn't that bad. It was like downtown at Ohio State nearby.
Okay.
Campus.
You caught a bus. Remember what day that was?
July, it was that Monday. I remember it was a Monday.